This podcast is sponsored by StriveFitness.ca. Go to www.strivefitness.ca for comprehensive tools to help you get the body that you want. Strive Fitness, health solutions for everybody.
Hi, I'm Anton Joseph with Strive Fitness, here to talk to you today about a number of different topics as it relates to health and wellness. One of the biggest concerns most people have as it relates to getting the body that they want is making sure that they're eating properly. Nutrition, food, diet is essential, about 70% of the equation. A lot of times, individuals will go into a new fitness regime, they'll work out, they'll do what's necessary as it relates to getting in their cardiovascular fitness, getting in their nutrition, or getting in their strength training and what have you, but they won't pay attention to nutrition. If you're going to affect some type of change as it relates to your body composition, you have to work on nutrition. Nutrition is key. If you're working out on a regular basis, it's like putting fuel in a tank and trying to drive a car. The better the fuel, the better the engine's going to run. Same goes for your body. Take the time and eat the proper foods that you need to eat. Now you might ask, what type of foods do I need to eat? You need to balance your carbohydrates and your proteins. And I'm talking about balance. You look at our North American culture, we tend to not balance our carbs and proteins. We tend to be either one side, very carb heavy, or on the other side, of course, going all protein. The biggest thing that you should take from this particular discussion, balance is key. So taking your carbohydrates, usually what I tell clients to do is take about a palm size in terms of their carbohydrates, as well as a palm size of their protein, okay? And about the same thickness for each meal. You should be eating at least 5 to 6 meals a day. Now you might say 5 to 6 meals, that's a ton. I've had clients that have told me they only eat 1 meal a day. But what happens is your basal metabolic rate slows down, your metabolism slows down, you end up in a situation where your body goes into starvation mode. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, your body's thinking, you know what, I'm not going to get food for a long period of time, so I'm going to store everything that I have taking in as fat. You have to feed your body. You have to give yourself the energy and the fuel that you need in order to function. So 5 to 6 meals a day, balancing your carbohydrates and proteins, and trying to minimize the amount of fat that you take in your diet. Now the other biggest issue that most people have is taking in empty calories or liquid calories. And what I mean by that is calories associated with, for example, juices, pop, alcohol, that sort of thing, and sugars, simple carbohydrates. Eliminate those from your diet, and I guarantee you will get the aesthetic appearance that you're wanting to get. The key though is being true to it. I have a lot of clients that come in and say, you know what, I'm doing everything about 80%. Turns out after journalizing their diet and talking to them as it relates to what they're doing nutrition-wise, that 80% goes down to 50%. It's key. Take the time, write what you're eating down right now for the next week, and then from there, look at what you're doing right, look at what you might not be doing as good, and also look at the amount of food that you're eating throughout the week, the amount of meals, how big the meals are, etc. And where you're getting your empty calories from, whether it's wine, pop, beer, any type of alcoholic beverage, maybe it's candy or juices or that sort of thing. And then sit down and clean out the diet. So looking at healthy alternatives as opposed to drinking a jug of juice or drinking a couple glasses of juice each morning. Maybe drink half a glass and then mix that with water, or drink as much water as you can throughout the day, and then treat yourself to a tea or what have you. But do the things that are necessary to get you where you want to be, and I guarantee you will see results. Well, thank you for listening to this podcast. This is Anton Joseph with Strive Fitness. We'll talk to you later.
This podcast was sponsored by StriveFitness.ca. Go to www.strivefitness.ca for comprehensive tools to help you get the body that you want.